If you can't handle it, just quit. Don't slow us down. The words cut through the air, sharp as glass. Jackson lifted his eyes from a forgotten cup of coffee its surface, cold, lifeless. Across the room, Alpha bent to the floor, gathering a child's spilled crayons. Her knee pressed against the tile, her movements uneven, betraying the limp she fought to hide. A strip of white bandage showed beneath the torn black shoe. For a moment, her face tightened, pain flashing like lightning across a stormed sky. Then, as if trained by survival itself, she smiled bright, disarming a mask pulled taut. Around her, the laughter of diners flowed on indifferent. She rose, balancing the tray as though carrying her own silence. Jackson whispered almost to himself, "Fine, no, this is a lie." Jackson had built an empire from the bones of his hunger. Years ago, he had scrubbed plates in a narrow kitchen that smelled of grease and despair. Now he owned 12 restaurants, each polished to gleam like marble monuments. The city spoke his name with reverence, yet the sound rang hollow to his ears. Wealth had dressed him in fine suits, wrapped him in leather seats and glass towers, but it had also left him empty, a stranger inside the kingdom he had carved. Tonight he sat in the dim corner of his flagship, the Golden Spoon, as if trespassing in his own home. The air was thick with laughter, forks clattering like coins. Every polished surface, every chandelier, every chilled bottle of wine was a reminder of his success. Yet he felt no warmth in it. He had not eaten here in years. Numbers had replaced faces. Reports had become his only truth. Profits, margins, turnover. These words filled his desk, but never told him what lived inside the walls of his restaurants. He pulled the brim of his cap lower, the glasses heavy on his face, the jacket smelling faintly of dust. An unremarkable disguise, and that was precisely what he wanted, to disappear into the crowd to watch without being seen. It struck him almost bitterly how easy it was to erase himself. Success had made him visible to everyone but himself. He remembered a thought that had haunted him for months. Spreadsheets don't bleed. They don't limp. They don't smile through hunger. What did his people carry each night while he counted digits from the distance of a penthouse office? That was why he was here. Not as Jackson the rest, but as an anonymous diner nursing a dead cup of coffee. The distance between him and the heartbeat of his empire felt like a chasm. He wanted to hear the echo, to touch the truth again, no matter how raw. And so he sat, eyes sharp, waiting, as though somewhere in this glittering room, the veil of numbers would tear, revealing the life hidden underneath. She appeared like a thin thread woven into the fabric of the room, easily missed unless you were looking for her. Althea Marlowe, her hair tied in a neat knot that betrayed the rush of preparation, wore a uniform faded by too many washes. The fabric clung slightly to her shoulders, too loose at the seams, as though it belonged to someone else before her. Her face glowed with a practiced smile, bright enough to disarm suspicion, but her eyes betrayed fatigue, carrying the dull sheen of nights that refused to end. Her left foot dragged almost imperceptibly, but to the patient observer Jackson, it was a thunderclap. Each step pressed awkwardly into the ground, the shoe worn thin, its black surface cracked along the edges. Beneath it, the pale edge of a bandage peeked out, wrapping a truth she wished to hide. Whenever she pivoted quickly, her face flickered with pain, sharp and fleeting like lightning, crossing a midnight sky, gone before anyone could remark upon it. And yet she moved with a strange grace, a choreography born of necessity. She balanced trays, laughed softly with guests, leaned close to children with the warmth of an elder sister. No one noticed her limp. No one cared to. They saw a server, nothing more. But Jackson saw the fracture behind the mask. He catalogued the details the room ignored. The way her hand trembled when she thought no one watched, the way her smile reassembled itself like broken glass pressed back together. She was slender, almost fragile, but her movements carried a strength that refused to surrender. Every task was done swiftly, deliberately, as if she believed hesitation might expose her weakness. When she straightened from a crouch, her breath caught, and yet she kept her smile intact. That smile was her armor. Soft, gentle, radiant. It told the world she was fine, even as her body betrayed the opposite. To Jackson, she was not another employee. She was a spark in a room of polished emptiness. He felt the strange weight of her existence, how she seemed both invisible and luminous. Swallowed by the noise of diners yet burning quietly at the center. And he thought almost bitterly. A smile can be the cruelest disguise of all. Corwin Hale entered the dining room. Like a blade, sharp lines and polished edges. His suit was flawless, his tie pulled tight, his watch gleaming beneath the chandelier. He carried himself with the precision of a clock, eyes sweeping,